I'm sorry that we're all united in this, but at least authorities say we have an aspect of closure. Jimmy, let me start with you. It seems like this young lady on TikTok has the right guy. And what does that mean in terms of understanding somebody's life back 10 years ago? Is that relevant?
Yeah, I think it's certainly relevant, Chris. I mean, all these things are pieces of the puzzle, and I think there's a lot more that we don't know right now than we do know. Now, you did a great job at the top of the show laying out a roadmap here. We have to manage our expectations. We know that this man has been charged with 4 counts of murder, so the police have to have the goods. You talk to a specialist on DNA. That's obviously a piece of it. The other piece now is going to be to grow and scrub social media, and that TikTok user that you just played, that is a piece of it. Chris, we've done this so many times before, me and you, over the years. I always say this: every murder comes down to the 4 L's: love, lust, loathing, or loot. It's going to be one of those 4 things. That's going to be the connection. We're going to know a lot more, I think, on Tuesday when he has his initial appearance.
Counselor Eiglarsh, what do you make of the stated disposition of the suspect in custody? Being quiet, not saying that he was protesting, not saying that he was confessing, asking if someone else was arrested?
Nothing. I read absolutely nothing into that. A guy that's this smart, who has studied forensics, could clearly be manipulating, could start to, want attention. It could mean absolutely nothing. To me, I only care about forensics. I want to know why it is that they believe he is the one who did this. Because right now, just so we're clear, all we know is that law enforcement announced to the world that they believe they've got the right guy. That's it. We've heard that before. We don't know what that means.
DNA connection. You listen to CC. You understand this as part of the tools of your trade. What does that mean about what they think they found in that room?
They better have scientific evidence. So I don't know if anyone else picked this up. And again, I might be speculating, but when they asked the chief, do you have the weapon, the murder weapon? He said no. Right. That told me, in my 30 years of experience, that likely, and again, I'm speculating, if they don't have the weapon, it's because the defendant didn't tell them where the weapon is, which means that he's likely not cooperating, not giving any statements, which makes the forensics that much more critical because they don't have a confession. Likely they don't have a busload of nuns who saw him do this. So you've got to have the science there. And I think that's what this case is going to be about.
I want to show something to you, Mohandy, about what this guy has put out into the world before. Reddit, he is a criminology student at the graduate and now postgraduate doctoral level. And he was soliciting help with maybe it was a research project, maybe it was a personal project. It was on Reddit. Dusty, you have some of these in the control room. You have some of the queries that were up there. Here it is. This study seeks to understand the story behind your most recent criminal offense with an emphasis on your thoughts and feelings about your experience, throughout your experience. And it's really just trying to connect how people feel with different aspects of criminality. Now, this guy is tricky to do a profile on, isn't he? Because it'd be one thing if he was putting this out into the world and he drove a truck, but he's a criminology student, so it could just be part of his studies.
Could be. Sometimes we listen to the words and sometimes we listen to the music and sometimes both. The interest, in violence and crime, if this guy indeed is ultimately convicted and it's him, it wouldn't be the first time that somebody, in law enforcement or criminology, has gotten into it because, they've got some dark impulses they're either trying to channel, understand, or have a place to, hide within. But the idea that he might be looking at this kind of stuff could represent, his abnormal interest in it, but a place where he can safely pursue it, as well as maybe try to deepen his understanding of his own darkest impulses. But apart from that, the music is, as has been said by other panelists, this is a very bright guy. Historically, there's some manipulative, opportunistic things that we've learned about, if true. And if we start talking about organized versus disorganized offenders, if this is indeed our guy, we're talking about, predatory behavior, purposeful, goal-oriented, in service of one of those 4 L's that was talked about by the other panelist.
Right. I had another guy who's been doing these cases for a long time on the criminal defense side. He said, the profile picture that they're putting up of him, the arrest picture, people are saying, well, look how calm he looks. How would you look? You know what I mean? Especially if you're someone who didn't do what you're being charged with. And again, we know what the authorities think, but we only know what they show ultimately. So how would you look? You know what I mean? So some of these things are red herrings. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.